Hello, my name is Eddie Delgado, and I chose to complete my research for our EDUU 606 seminar in learning theory about the topic of social emotional development. And some of the research I completed, I listed three here that I put into the paper, cited sources, but the first involved a research study with fourth grade population of students. There's a total of 582 students that were involved in this research. You can see there with the breakdown from male to female students. It was almost even in the population. But the research here was looking at a couple key topics, academic grit and early academic exposure. With both of those, the researchers concluded that female students scored better than their male counterparts overall, and that early academic exposure does promote social emotional development and well-being overall. Some of that early academic exposure is in the research stated that it was through preschool. Also, if students have older siblings, where they are being exposed to early academics, as well as parents that may be starting to read to them at an early age on a daily basis, just getting them exposed to phonics and word structure and that kind of thing before they enter kindergarten. So the research does show that it not only improves their academic ability, it also improves their social emotional development as they enter kindergarten. They are a little more advanced as they than their peers that are not exposed to early academic exposure. And then the second part of the research with Johnson, Bloom, and Geed looked at the maturity of the brain, appropriate interaction for growth, and the study of neuroscience, which is a growing field. There's still a lot to be learned in that field, but there is some progress that they're making in understanding social emotional well-being with the neuroscience aspect of it. They stated that the brain is in a mature state, or the brain is in its immature state while in adolescence. There needs to be an appropriate interaction with peers, the environment that promotes the development of the brain and positive progression of the social emotional development of the child. So what they're trying to say is just to expose children into environments where they can grow social emotionally. And that's with interactions with peers, interactions with siblings, interactions with adults that can show positive modeling with behaviors and actions. And then with the neuroscience aspect of it, this is the study that I looked at is mostly with the prefrontal cortex, which controls executive functions that are looking at cognitive skills needed for goal-directed behavior, including planning, response, inhibition, working memory, and attention, all aspects of social emotional development. And then the last part of the research I looked at was the critical period with Tottenham. And Tottenham says infancy and adolescence, where children are learning social norms through modeling from their parents or caregivers. Environment has a factor, such as at home with siblings exposed to social gatherings. So again, just going to that concept of exposing kids at an early age to different social interactions, just to develop their social well-being, social, emotional, mental health, which just gives them confidence as they enter environments such as the education environment. And the next slide that I looked at is just a quick little visual of the area of the brain that was involved in my research and study. The prefrontal cortex, you can see it right there. It's highlighted in red in the visual to the right. and then it lists the 9 functions of the prefrontal cortex that one can see. We kind of hit on a couple of those just a second ago, but going from 1 through 9: empathy, insight, response flexibility, emotional regulation, which is big in education in the classroom, as well as body regulation, morality, intuition, attuned communication, and fear modulation. So those are all aspects of the prefrontal cortex that kids that in the classroom need to be able to develop. And if they're in a environment that promotes positive development here, these things will, in theory, work well for them as they develop. The next slide here, how social emotional development impacts learning. I just took one quote here out of some of the research I did. According to Ho and Funk from 2018, research indicates that children who are mentally healthy tend to be happier, show greater motivation to learn, have more positive attitude towards school, more eagerly participate in class activities, and demonstrate higher academic performance than less mentally healthy peers. So again, just really important to expose the students to a positive environment, differentiate the environment so they have different opportunities to build different skill sets, whether that's just talking one-on-one with their peers, or in these pictures here within the group situation. One's in the classroom, one looks like it's on a football field or a baseball field or something, but just putting them in different situations and having them have opportunities to develop those social emotional skills that they'll need as they grow and continue on into their higher grade levels. Strategies I used to promote social emotional development. Here's a few of them. Journal writes with using a prompt for students to quickly discuss their feelings, their emotions towards something, towards a lesson. Maybe it was an event on the playground. Just an opportunity for them to express themselves. And they can do this in various ways. You can mix it up with like a 2-sentence, a paragraph, depending on age level, or you can do it with a piece of art. Have them draw a picture of something that shows what they learned. Just try to give them opportunities to show their content knowledge in different ways from whatever lesson that they just went through. Then also with small group activities, just like the slides prior, having them engage with their peers, engage in different environments that require them to be social and learn through others. Sometimes in these small group activities, you got to assign roles just to make sure that one student's not doing all the work. So maybe have someone be a recorder, someone be the reader, someone be the creator of the assessment that they're going to turn in. Just assign roles so everybody has a part in the process. And then with modeling there, create a positive environment. That's part of the teacher's responsibility to get that done, and just to show good modeling, which in turn will have the students also model towards their peers as well. Diversity instruction, just have inclusion in everything that you're doing. Have empathy if students are having trouble not getting a concept. Be patient with them. And then lastly here, have a growth mindset. Mistakes are okay in the classroom. Provide examples of a growth mindset would be something like if a student cannot figure out a math problem, if they say, I can't do it, and you can change that wording into, you just can't do it yet, but you're going to be able to do it. So just having that positive growth mindset that we will figure it out, we'll get it done. We just have to have some patience and some dedication to the hard work sometimes that it takes to get it done. And that's all in the classroom environment there. And then lastly, here's the references I used in the slides. You can come back and look at those if you need to. And then lastly here, just a little visual of what social emotional development means, social awareness, relationship skills, responsibility, in decision making, self-management, and then again, there you go, self-awareness. So let's all be better teachers, better educators, and promote that growth mindset with our students to help them succeed, not only with their academics, but also with their social emotional development. So I know this was quick, but I hope this was helpful for you, and enjoy the rest of your day.